The banking landscape in India is all set to change with the government's decision to privatize two public sector banks. This move will give the private sector a key role in the banking sector in the country. The Union Budget has announced the privatization of two public sector banks and one general insurance company in the upcoming fiscal year. It also announced a strategic sale or disinvestment policy for four strategic sectors in which it will have a bare minimum presence. Years of capital injections and governance reforms have not been able to uplift or rather say improve the financial position and the financial situation of public sector banks in the country. Many of them have higher levels of stressed assets than private sector banks even at this point of time, and also lag in profitability, market capitalization and dividend payment record. Looking at the current banking scenario in the country, privatization of two public sector banks will initiate a long-term project. A project that envisages only a handful of state-owned banks, with the rest either consolidated with strong banks or privatized. This will also free up the government from continuing to provide equity support to these banks time and again, year after year. The two banks to be privatized will be selected through a process in which the Niti Aayog will make certain recommendations. These recommendations made by the Niti Aayog will be considered by a core group of secretaries on disinvestment and then the alternative mechanism. Now let's also try and understand why were the private banks nationalized in the very first place. Then Prime Minister Indira Gandhi, who was also the finance minister at that point of time, decided to nationalize 14 largest private banks in the country on July 19, 1969. The idea was basically to align the banking sector with the socialistic approach of the then government. In the year 2015, the government had suggested privatization, but the then RBI governor did not favor the idea of privatization. Privatization of two banks and the indication of carrying it further is a major reform signaling a changing political approach in the country. If we see the government and the Reserve Bank of India stand on privatization of banks since 1969, the UPA government of 2004-14 refrained from taking any such decision on privatization. Many committees had proposed bringing down the government stake in public sector banks below 51%. For example, the Narasimhan Committee proposed 33% and the PJ Nayak Committee suggested it to be below 50%. The NDA government now has been pushing for privatization and reducing the number of PSU banks to just 5 or 6. But why so? Are private banks doing any better? Private sector banks' share in loans has risen to 36% in 2020 from 21.26% in 2015, while public sector banks' share has fallen from 59.8% from 74.28%. Competition heated up after the RBI allowed more private sector banks since 1990s. They've expanded the market share through new products, newer innovation, new technology and better services, and also attracted better valuations in stock market. For example, the HDFC Bank has a market capitalization of Rs 8.80 lakh crore, while the SBI combined just Rs 3.50 lakh crore. In the last couple of years, some questions have definitely risen over the performance of private banks, especially when it comes on the grounds of governance. There have been many issues. ICICI Bank MD and CEO Chanda Kochhar was sacked for allegedly extending dubious loans. Yes Bank CEO Rana Kapoor was not given extension by the Reserve Bank of India and now faces investigations by various agencies. Similarly, the former Axis Bank MD Shikha Sharma too was denied an extension. Now, while we see that privatization of two public sector banks will act as a precedent and set the ball rolling for a project or a long-term project, in the backdrop of all of this, or rather say this scenario, the most common question remains, will more PSU banks be privatized in the upcoming years? At present, there are 10 nationalized banks in the country in addition to IDBI Bank and SBI. Now, while the government is unlikely to touch the top three banks including SBI, smaller and middle-level banks are likely to be privatized. Finance Minister did not disclose which two banks will be privatized this fiscal year. PSU banks are basically under dual control, with the Reserve Bank of India supervising the banking operations and the Finance Ministry handling the ownership issues. Depending on the success with the first two, the government is likely to go for disinvestment of two banks or three banks in the next financial year.